Hello everyone, welcome to course study on solid mechanics. In today's lecture, we are going to discuss the numericals which are based on simply supported beam which is subjected to point load and UDL. So, our first problem is a simply supported beam 10 meter span which is subjected to 50 kN point load acting at mid span of the beam. Draw shear force diagram and bending moment diagram. So, as per the numerical, we have a simply supported beam which is resting at two support at A and at B, and the span is 10 meter. So length is equal to 10 meter, and it is subjected to a point load of intensity 50 kilonewton. 50 kilonewton point load which is acting at the mid span of the beam. So at the mid span, it is subjected to a point load of 50 kilonewton. From that, we have to draw the shear force diagram and bending moment diagram. Now remember that first of all, the first step while solving the problem which are based on shear force diagram and bending moment diagram is find out the support reaction. This is the first step while solving the problem on SFD and BMD. So our first step is to find out the support reaction, that is RA and RB. We have to find out by using equilibrium conditions. But remember that as the load is acting at the mid span, so it is symmetrical about YY axis. So we can easily see that the reaction at RA will be half of the point load, and the reaction at RB will be the half of the point load, because it is symmetrical about YY axis. Therefore this RA will be equal to 25 kilonewton and this RB will be equal to 25 kilonewton. By visual inspection, you can easily say that the RA and RB are 25 kilonewton because it is symmetrical one. But by using equilibrium conditions also, you can solve the you can find out the reaction. Now we have three equilibrium conditions. The first one is summation of f of x is equal to 0. Now remember that as there is no horizontal force acting into the system, so the summation of f of x is equal to 0 because there is no load which is acting in horizontal direction. Next equilibrium condition is summation of f of y is equal to 0. So this RA which is acting in upward direction, so will be positive. This RB which is acting in upward direction will be positive, and this 50 kilonewton which is acting in downward direction will be negative, and therefore it will be minus 50 kilonewton which is equal to 0 because it is the summation of f of y is equal to 0. After solving this equation, we have RA plus RB is equal to 50. So this is equation number 1. Now the third equilibrium condition, we have moment about A is equal to 0, or we can consider moment about B also which is equal to 0. So consider moment about A equal to 0. Therefore this RB which is acting in anti-clockwise direction about point A, therefore we will consider it as a positive. Therefore RB into 10, this RB it is the shear force and a perpendicular distance is 10 meter. Therefore this RB into 10 perpendicular distance, it will produce the turning effect about point A, and it is acting in anti-clockwise direction, therefore positive. Minus, why minus sign? Because this 50 kilonewton is acting in clockwise direction about point A. So remember that the turning effect which is in anti-clockwise direction will be considered as a positive, and the turning effect which is in clockwise direction will be considered as a negative. Therefore this 50 kilonewton will act in clockwise direction, and the perpendicular distance is 5 meter. Therefore this is minus 50 into 5 which is equal to 0. On solving this equation, we have the final value of reaction, that is RB is equal to 25 kilonewton and RA is equal to 25 kilonewton. Or by visual inspection also we can find out the value of Ra and Rb, which is equal to 25 kilonewton. So this is the first step while solving the numericals based on SFD and BMD to find out the reaction. Next step is shear force calculation. Now remember that while calculating the value of shear forces onto the beam, we have to consider number of points. So the first point is to find out the shear force at any section, consider all the vertical forces on any one side of the section, either left hand side or right hand side. So it means that while finding out the shear force, as per the definition of shear force, it is the algebraic sum of all the vertical forces. So we have to consider the sum on either left hand side or right hand side of that particular section. The second point which we have to remember is shear force at ends is always 0. So the shear force at end we have to consider as a 0. Third point is there is sudden increase or decrease in shear force at the point where the point load is acting. So there is a sudden change in the shear force where the point load is acting. That is the shear force just before a point load and just after a point load we have to calculate. And last point regarding the shear force calculation is, since there is sudden variation in shear force where the point load is acting, we have to calculate the shear force just before the point load and just after the point load. When we calculate the shear force before the point load, then that load is not considered, while when we calculate the shear force just after the point load, then that load is to be considered while calculating the value of shear force. And remember that moment has no effect while calculating the shear force. So on the basis of those points we are going to calculate the shear force values. Now from figure we have 3 shear forces at A, at B and at C. So those are the value of shear forces. So we have to calculate shear force just left and right of that particular point. Therefore the first one is shear force at left of A. So A, it is a point and L is the left of A. So at the end the shear force always remain 0. Therefore shear force at left of A will be equal to 0, because if I consider a section at A, so on left hand side there is no force, so it is 0, whereas on right hand side a force of 25 kilonewton is acting in upward direction. So that value we have to consider. So remember that shear force at left of A is equal to 0. Now we are going to calculate shear force at right of A. Right of A means we have to consider that value of shear force just after the point load or for the right hand side. Therefore shear force at right of A is 25 kilonewton, because this RA is acting in upward direction, therefore will be considered as a positive. Next one, shear force at left of C. As there is no load acting between point A to C, so there is no variation in the shear force. So the shear force at left of C will remain as it is. Therefore it is 25 kilonewton. And shear force at right of C will become 25 minus 50, because when we calculate the shear force right of any point, any shear force point, then that load we have to consider while calculating the value of shear force. Now we are calculating it for the right hand side, therefore it is 25 minus 50, which is acting in downward direction. We have minus sign because this 50 is acting in downward direction. Therefore the final answer is minus 25 kilonewton. Now again at point B, a shear force or the point load is acting. We are going to calculate shear force left to point B and right to point B. Again between point C to B there is no load is acting, so the value of shear force will remain as it is. So it is minus 25 kilonewton, just like shear force at right of C. And as we know that shear force at the end is always 0, therefore shear force at B is equal to 0. So this is all about the shear force calculation when it is subjected to a point load or shear force. Now we are going to draw the shear force diagram. Remember that we have to concentrate on each and every value of shear force while drawing the shear force diagram. So the first point is shear force at left of A is equal to 0. So the starting point of shear force, it is from the baseline of the beam. So this line is known as the baseline. From with respect to that, we have to start the drawing shear force diagram. So the shear force at left of A means at this value the shear force is 0 because it's a baseline, or it is also known as 0 line. After that we have second point, shear force at right of A equal to plus 25 kilonewton. As it is plus 25 kilonewton, so remember that the portion above the 0 line is considered as a positive, the portion below the 0 line is considered as a negative portion. Now as we have right of A is equal to plus 25 kilonewton, so it will act in upward direction. So this is the 25 kilonewton. Next one, we have shear force at left of C equal to 25 kilonewton. Now if you observe from right of A to the left of C, there is no change in the shear force diagram. So from this point to this point, the shear force will remain as it is. Now we have shear force at right of C is equal to minus 25 kilonewton. Now at the point of C, a 25 kilonewton is acting a positive one, and the 25 kilonewton is acting which is negative one. So we have a negative direction of the shear force. After that, shear force at left of B is equal to minus 25 kilonewton. So again there is no change in this value and in this value, therefore it will remain as it is. So from C to B, the value of shear force will remain constant, and again shear force at right of B will become 0. So this is 0 value. So in this way we have to draw the shear force diagram. Remember that this line is known as the 0 line. The portion above it is for positive shear force and the portion below it is for the negative shear force. Now we are going to calculate, next step is bending moment calculation. Remember that first step is we have to calculate the reaction, second step is we have to calculate the shear force values, and the third step is bending moment calculation. Remember that while calculating the bending moment values, so the bending moment at end is always 0. And the next point while calculating the bending moment is calculate the bending moment at just to the left and just to the right of the point where the moment is acting. If a beam is subjected to a bending moment, then we have to calculate the value of bending moment just left and right of that particular point. Now we are going to calculate the value of bending moment. So as discussed earlier, bending moment at end is always 0. So our end point is A and B. So bending moment at A is equal to 0 and bending moment at B is equal to 0 because bending moment at end always remain 0. Now we are going to find out bending moment at C point because we have 3 point A, B, C, and as discussed earlier, bending moment at end is equal to 0. Therefore bending moment at C is given by 25 into 5, which is equal to 125 kilonewton meter. Why it is 25 into 5? Because the reaction at A is 25 kilonewton and we have to calculate bending moment about C. So this reaction will produce a clockwise couple, and all of you know that if we consider a section which is on left hand side, then for that purpose a clockwise moment is positive and anti-clockwise will be negative. Therefore this 25 kilonewton is acting in this manner, therefore it is considered as a positive. So 25 into 5, it will give you the value of 125 kilonewton meter. Now we are going to draw the bending moment diagram. Remember that bending moment at A is equal to 0. Now this is again 0 line. At A we have the 0 bending moment. At B also we have the 0 bending moment. And in between 2 point load we have to join it by a straight line. Therefore at C again a point load is acting. So we will join it by a straight line. So this is the bending moment diagram for a simply supported beam which is subjected to a point load. Now we will discuss numerical number second. The statement is as follows. A simply supported beam 5 meter span subjected to uniformly distributed load of intensity 20 kN per meter over the entire span of the beam. Draw shear force diagram and bending moment diagram. Now as given in the statement we have a simply supported beam of span 5 meter. So the beam is simply supported at point A and at point B, and it has a span equal to or length equal to 5 meter. It is subjected to a UDL of 20 kilonewton per meter. So this intensity is 20 kilonewton per meter. We have to draw the shear force diagram and bending moment diagram. So as discussed in the earlier problem, the first step is to find out the support reaction. Either you find out support reaction by visual inspection or by using the equilibrium condition. Now if you observe the system carefully, this particular load is uniformly distributed over the entire span and it is symmetrical. Therefore it will be symmetrical about y axis. Therefore as load is symmetrical, therefore the reactions are half. Now how the reactions are half? Remember that in case of uniformly distributed load, the load can be converted into point load. And how to convert it into point load? By using the intensity of loading into its length, that is 5 meter. So in this, by using this formula, we will convert UDL into the point load. So the point load will be 20 into its length, that is 5, and that load will act at the center of its span. Therefore the value of point load is 20 into 5 will become 100 kilonewton. So the value of our point load is 100 kilonewton. As 100 kilonewton is acting at the center of the span, therefore we have the reaction half of the total load. Therefore RA and RB will be equal to 100 divided by 2, which is equal to 50 kilonewton. By using this formula also we can find out the value of reaction, or by using equilibrium condition also we can find out the value of reaction. Next one, we are going to calculate shear force values. Now at point A the shear force is acting, at point B a shear force is acting, and remember that there is no shear force acting over the entire span, only the support will act as a shear force. Now we are going to calculate the value of shear force left and right of that particular point. Therefore the first one is shear force at left of A. So all of you know that shear force at end is 0, therefore shear force at left of A will be 0. The shear force at right of A will become plus 50 kilonewton. Why it is positive 50 kilonewton? Because the reaction at RA is 50, as derived earlier. RA and RB is 50 kilonewton. Therefore RA is 50 and RB is also 50. So this 50 kilonewton shear force or reaction is acting in upward direction. Therefore above the baseline or zero line we have positive sign. Therefore this is 50 kilonewton. Now this RB, it is also a 50 kilonewton, but in between 2 point load, while UDL we have to join it by an inclined line. Therefore between 2 point load we have to join it by an inclined line for the UDL. As the shear force changes from positive to negative over here. So we have zero value of shear force at point C. As we have zero value of shear force at point C, as per the relation discussed earlier, we will get maximum value of bending moment where the shear force is 0. So our shear force is 0 at point C, means we will have maximum bending moment at point C. Therefore, we have shear force at left of B equal to minus 50 kilonewton and shear force at right of B equal to 0 because it's a end. Now we are going to consider bending moment calculation. All of you know that bending moment at the support or at the end is 0. Therefore, bending moment at A is equal to 0. Bending moment at B is equal to 0. Therefore, at this point it is 0. At this point it is 0. The remaining point is C point, where the shear force is 0 and the bending moment is maximum. Therefore, the bending moment at C, to find out the value of bending moment at C, take the turning effect at point C. Therefore, bending moment at C is equal to this 50 kilonewton is produce the sagging bending moment. Therefore, will be considered as a positive. Acting in upward direction means we will try to sag the beam. Therefore, will be considered as a positive. So 50 into 2.5. Why it is 2.5? Because at the center the half of 5 is 2.5. Therefore, about this point, this 50 into 2.5 is nothing but the turning effect. And remember that this particular 20 kilonewton will try to hog the beam. Therefore, will consider as a negative. So minus 20 into this distance is 25 and we have to convert it into point load. Therefore, 25 2.5 divided by 2, it will 1.25. Therefore, we have the final answer of C, moment at C, equal to 62.5 kilonewton meter. Remember that in case of bending moment diagram, the bending moment at ends is always 0, and for the sagging bending moment we have to consider as a positive if we consider left hand side, and for the left hand side and for the hogging bending moment will be considered as a negative. Therefore, moment at C can be given by, if I consider any section at point C, therefore this distance is 2.5. So this reaction will produce the turning effect about point C, and it is 2.5 into 50 minus this 20 kilonewton UDL will try to hog the beam. Therefore, will be considered as a negative, and we have to convert it into point load. Therefore, 20 into 2.5 into half of distance is 1.25. So it will become 62.5 kilonewton meter. So as discussed earlier, where the shear force is 0, we have the maximum bending moment. And remember that for a beam which is subjected to uniformly distributed load, and for the bending moment diagram, we have to draw it a parabolic curve. We have to draw the parabolic curve, and that should be a second degree curve. Therefore, at the top where shear force is 0, we have the maximum bending moment 62.5 kilonewton meter. So in this manner we have determined the value of maximum bending moment at point C. So we will stop here. In the next lecture again we will discuss the numericals based on simply supported beam subjected to point load, subjected to UDL, or the combination of point load and UDL. So we will stop here. Thank you.